Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can create this beautiful makeup look that's going to be perfect for spring and summer. You can skip on this very bold eyeshadows, just keep on foundation, and that's going to be it. You don't really need to follow the rest of the look. And you can tell that we have minimum product. It's almost invisible. It looks like no makeup. If you're interested to see how I got this foundation on, stay tuned. We're going to get started. I need very good hydration. Before I use my hydrator from Wet n Wild, I want to make sure that my face is fully prepped. We're going to go with my Nivea aftershave lotion, gel grip. This one is from Essence, going under my eyes. So while my face is wet and really hydrated, I'm not treating my face. I'm giving some extra boost and some extra hydration to implement some other products so they're going to melt into my skin and look flawless and natural. I'm going to go with my tinted hydrator. This is the ultimate favorite, I guess, foundation from my collection, though I do actually like some other foundations. This is really nice when you want to have very soft and glowy skin. I'm going to place a little bit of this product on the back of my hand, and I need to repurchase the product because I'm almost out of this. And then I will use my brush to transfer the color. I'm going to add a little bit of my L.A.Girl Contour wand on the sides of the face. Nothing crazy, just a couple of drops because I'm not going to go with any powders in this particular place. That is the main reason why I need to add a little bit of color instead of powdery products and creams. Creams are not going to move that much. And we're using some brush to pad the color into my foundation, and look how beautiful it works with other creams. Really nice, very hydrated. I'm going to go with a little bit more product on the sides of my nose, just to make sure that I have a little bit of color to make sure that I have more or less contoured face. Finally, I will use a little bit of L.A.Girl Pro Concealer. This goes under my eyes. Go a little bit over my forehead with the same product. And over my chin. And you can use your brush to blend out your concealer, or you can use Beauty Blender. I will go with a Beauty Blender a little bit later, but this concealer is a little bit thicker. That's why it's better to use brush to blend this out. And with my finger, I'm blending out under my concealer. We have really pretty, super dewy foundation. You can actually use a little bit of Beauty Blender to smooth out any harsh lines or take off some additional product from like any parts of my face. And that is it. No, it's not. I'm going to use a little bit of powder in the areas of my face where it gets super oily. So I'm going with my Catrice pressing powder. You can use loose powder. I prefer like a little bit of pressing powders, but just totally optional. I'm going over my forehead. Like I'm always gonna do my nose area, and of course a little bit of my chin area, and then I'm gonna go a little bit under my eyes, bronzer just on the tip of my nose, and maybe you can go a little bit more over the forehead just to add some additional color, but I'm not doing anything crazy, just patting with a brush and making this a little bit softer. Use Fix and Spray. This one is from Essence. I'm not doing anything crazy. Using some Beauty Blender again to set everything in place. Going with a couple more products. This is Cream Contour Palette. And I'm going with this baby pink. Maybe let's mix it with a little bit of purple on the sides of my face. And it looks like no makeup, but we do actually have quite a lot of makeup on. Purple wasn't a good idea. Maybe only pink. I have very bright lipstick. Let me add this bright lipstick in my old palette. And last but not least is going to be Estee Lauder. This is Mineral Powder. It's translucent soft glow double wear. If it's really bougie and it's really expensive, then go ahead and use some e.l.f. bad quality highlighter. Not bad quality, but the highlighter that is not going to give you too much like real highlighter. So it's the softest highlighter powder you can get, and then place it on top, and it's going to give you some super soft and sheer glow, but it's not going to look extreme like you have full face of highlighter. It's going to give you like a little bit of glow. I'm going to use my brush And I'm gonna use a little bit of the powder from Estee Lauder. So it's kind of like a highlighter, but in the powder at the same time. I really love this product. It does look good and pretty. If you need a bit more blush, you can always add, but we're kind of creating like no makeup. What you need is to outline your natural shape with a pencil. If you have beautiful bushy brows, then you don't really need to do this step, or just a little bit to emphasize your shape. Then I always fill this in with the same pencil. Use brow mascara. If you don't have a brow mascara, skip the step. It's totally optional. Or you can use Essence brow mascara. Mine is Guerlain brow mascara, but I haven't noticed a huge difference if I use Essence or Guerlain. And with any leftovers of this mascara, you can actually work a little bit more in the beginning of the brow. And last but not least is my NYX brow pen. This one is really pretty. For my eyes, it's going to be extremely simple, but extremely beautiful, hopefully. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild eye primer. I need some color to place this in the inner and outer corners, but I want to leave the space in between to make sure that it's not going to be extremely like bright. Let's do something green. I mean, why not? And this is James Charles X Morphe palette, super old. I need this beautiful shade, and I will place this in the inner and the outer corners of my eye. I have a very sharp line. I need to grab a little bit of the same green, cover my face, for my eye, and just create a very precise line. And leave it like this for now. And here, I need to add a little bit more color. With any leftovers, I'm just going to take off some extra product, the back of my hand. I want to work with something that we already have. It's just going higher. I don't want to add more color because when you try to fade out the shade that is already on, it's not going to be that crazy and extreme. It's just going to give you some undertone. Go with the patted motion. Pat, pat, pat. Your fingers are the best tools. Always. That is the main reason why you can always add more or take off more colors. Maybe add a bit more color, just to make sure that it won't have such a precise line. But if you take off too much color, you can always add just a little bit more with the same brush. Dip one time, like, and that's going to be more than enough for you to work with. Maybe something like this. If you don't have this color, leave it like this, or use maybe beige or a little bit like warm brown color. I will use my finger, again, the best tool, and go in between. We don't really need too much color. We just want to make sure that it is set. Now over my lower lid, I'm going with the same green that I used for the inner and outer corners. Let's focus on the same green that I used in the middle. Black liner and coat lashes with mascara, and that is going to be it. I want to keep it matte. So I'm done with my eyes. I need a little bit of my lip glosses and some lipsticks, and we're gonna go. I will go with a little bit of MAC. This is Paint Lip Liquor, and the color is Vanished Reputation. Pretty telling, guys. This color is gonna stay on. So this is not just like a clear lip gloss. No, I thought it's gonna be like that, but I was wrong. Another color that I'm implementing is Rouge Desert Luminous 410, and it's gonna be like super soft pink that I'm getting on top of this purple. I need something softer like that and a lip gloss. This is Dewy Eye Gloss. No, don't use it as an eye gloss. Don't. Okay guys, I'm back with my full makeup on. I really love how dewy and soft my foundation is. It does actually look like I have not so much makeup if we're not going toward like eyes, but in terms of foundation, no, it doesn't look too much. It doesn't look like I have a lot of products on. It's very soft and it's really, really pretty in my opinion. What do we think, guys? Let me know in the comments, what do you think? And I do really like this type of routines when it's not too much products, but you have very decent and beautiful results to cover up some imperfections. I will see you next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.